Let's start with the guy, arrow pointing way up, Ashton Jeanty of Viva Las Vegas, absolutely plowing over my Chicago Bears. A guy that has now elevated his word to RB8 overall in the season, Horvey. 68 carries, 282 yards, a pair of touchdowns on the ground, 7 receptions for 20, and a pair of touchdowns through the air. He's been a scoring beast, to say the least, including that ridiculous output that he had on Sunday against the Bears. The next 3 games at Indy, number 16 in rush EPAD, then Tennessee at number 30 in the category, then at Kansas City. Second to last right now are the Chiefs in rush EPA defense. Jeanty seeing 71.6% of the opportunity share. He is number 2 in total missed tackles for so far this year. He's been outstanding on a per-touch basis, though really the numbers are just now starting to roll in. So what are your thoughts on him? Buy, sell, or hold? And I'll start it off this way. These are one-for-one deals that have happened last 24 hours at Yahoo. You tell me you'd rather have Ashton Jeanty or Josh Jacobs?
Jeanty. Not even close.
Not even close. Wow, and that's
no. I'm worried about Josh Jacobs.
I think it is close. Yeah. It's really close. I'm going to go Jeanty. Jeanty or Jamar Chase?
Jeanty.
Jeanty for me as well. How about Jeanty or Nico Collins?
Jeanty.
Yep, it's a Jeanty sweep. Break out the broom. Totally agree. What are your thoughts on him?
Yeah, I never really had an issue with Jeanty. It was the issue with the Raiders' offensive line, right? Like Josh Jacobs last year, it was a career worst year. He only averaged 3.5 yards per carry. He goes to Green Bay, has a career year. My worry about him, man, is he's getting a little bit older, and I play mostly in dynasty leagues, so I'm stuck with guys. So I would do anything to buy Ashton Jeanty right now. Granted, it was Chicago's defense, but he's been good. I mean, he's breaking tackles. The issue is, run blocking. But you mentioned the schedule, and I think that he's going to have some really big games. I think that was his coming out party yesterday against Chicago. I don't know if he's going to be able to duplicate that every week. But other thing is, man, Geno is bad. Like, really bad right now. Yes. And I don't know, even though Pete Carroll loves him and put all his chips in the Geno basket again, I don't know that he makes it through the season. If he doesn't, that means it's Kenny Pickett time. So a lot of check downs. And Genty's also a really good route runner and pass catcher. So buy. Hold. I'm not even selling high because I'm not going to say that was just the Bears defense because he's a hell of a player.
Yeah, look, Ashton Jeanty, your buy low window, it's slam shut. It's over now, guys, because the maximized matchup against the Chicago Bears, it just absolutely showed up and showed out. And again, the matchup next 3 games, delightful on paper. At Indy, Tennessee, at Kansas City. Yes, again, KC, number 31 in rush EPAD. So Ashton Jeanty is here to stay as a top 10 fantasy running back, I believe, rest of the season. What about Seahole, Smashhole? Oh, the football Frankenstein, Derrick Henry, ultra motivated to prove that he was going to try to right the ship, right the wrongs of the prior week and the fumble loss that cost him a game against Detroit. But, man, they got blitzed. They got blown out. In KC, you look at Derrick Henry, still RB10 overall. The next 3 matchups against Houston, number 22 in rush EPAD so far this season. The Rams are number 20 in that category. Then the bye week. Henry still seeing 74.1% of the opportunity share, but just number 36 yards created per touch. Number 20 as well in fantasy points per opportunity, and a modest, by his high standard, number 16 in yak per attempt. We'll know the verdict on Lamar Jackson and the injured hamstring. Here's some one-for-one deals. You tell me you'd rather have Derrick Henry or DK Metcalf.
Ooh, Derrick Henry still for me.
I go DK. Derrick Henry or Rome Odunze?
Rome Odunze.
Rome Odunze for me. Derrick Henry or Puka Nacua?
Oh, Puka Nacua.
Puka and a romp. Last one, Derrick Henry or Travis Etienne?
Ooh, Travis Etienne.
I will go still with the football Frankenstein there and Derrick Henry. Additional thoughts on the Ravens running back who's kind of on the struggle bus right now?
I don't think the Ravens get it fixed. I think the Ravens are last year's 49ers. Everybody loved them. I didn't necessarily love this team like everybody else did. I actually bet the Steelers to win the division. I like the Bills more in the AFC. I like the Chargers more in the AFC. Now Lamar's dinged. And I'm not saying Derrick Henry's completely washed. Against Buffalo, he had, 159, 169 yards, but 3 straight weeks of fumbles. Didn't fumble, I know, against the Chiefs, but they were never really in that game to get the ground game going. I would sell high, right? Like, especially, it depends on your need, right? I would say hold, but like you said, 3 weeks to get the bye. The Rams matchup, not so great. I do like him this week coming up, but if you need like a wide receiver and you could get a stud, like some of those, like a Roma Dunze, I would probably make that deal.
Oh, yeah, 100% to get Roma Dunze. Roma Dunze is here to stay, folks, inside the top 10 of fantasy wide receivers all diggity day long. Just continues to score. Great and bubbling chemistry there with Caleb Williams. And again, given the shortcomings of that defense, they're going to be involved in a lot of shootouts. Jets got to try to kick a field goal, get some points on the board here before the half. Only 2 seconds remaining. Nick Folk out. This one a 59-yard attempt. He may be no Chase McLaughlin, but it's up, and it looks like it is through, and indeed it is. 10-3 is going to be your halftime score. Miami over the Jets. Meanwhile, Bengals getting the ball back as Denver just had to punt. All right, let's move on to wide receiver. Jordan Addison, welcome back. Impressive effort coming off the suspension. He had 8 targets, 4 receptions for 144 yards, no touchdown against the Steelers there in Dublin. Next 3 matchups at Cleveland, bye week, Philadelphia. Cleveland 18 and drop back EPAD. Philadelphia number 12. Again, Addison had 19.1% of the team target share in that week 4 tilt against the Steelers. I saw 14.3 yards per target. Remember, he was wide receiver 22 in PPR formats last year. So 1-for-1 deals. Tell me you'd rather have rest of the season, Addison or Brock Bowers?
Brock Bowers.
Bowers for me. Addison or DeAndre Swift?
Addison.
Addison all day, Addison.
Yeah.
Addison or Tony Pollard?
Ooh, Tony Pollard for me.
I go Addison. Honestly, I think there's a pretty sizable gap between those two. What were your thoughts on his first game of the year? Again, greatly impressed.
Yeah, I got like 15 great receivers. I'm starting, my guy RJ Harvey tonight. So I'm really desperate for backs, but I like Jordan Addison. I do have Jordan Addison in one league, and that was his first game back. So I think, it's going to be a little bit of a ramp-up process, but I like him because he's the vertical threat, even with Justin Jefferson, even with TJ Hawkinson, even if you're going to say there's shaky quarterback play because it's Carson Wentz and then maybe eventually JJ comes back. I still really do like Jordan Addison because, he could be that vertical threat, solid route runner. And I'm not really all that worried about the Vikings offense. It's still Kevin O'Connell, and there's some easier matchups coming up. So I like Jordan Addison. I would hold or I would maybe buy.
Yeah, I try to buy now, although that window, again, the cheapest price no longer applies, but you might still be able to get like 90 cents on the dollar, 85 cents on the dollar. If you need wide receiver help, definitely seek his services. What about Ladd McConkey? The donkey has been pure ass, pun intended there. Wide receiver 59 right now on the season at half-point PPR leagues. Next 3 games, schedule really opens up. You get Washington number 28 and drop back EPA defense. So you're at Miami. Again, dead last in that category. Then Indianapolis, much better, number 10, and drop back EPAD. McConkey is seeing 18.5% of the team target share at 7 targets per game, but only number 41 in air yards, only number 55 in yards per route run, and 66 in fantasy points per route. Tell me you'd rather have rest of the season. These are real 1-for-1 deals. I've gone down to Yahoo the last 24 hours. McConkey or Chris Olave?
Chris Olave for me.
Olave for me. McConkey or Cortland Sutton?
Cortland Sutton still for me.
Yeah, Sutton, the touchdown's just way high. How about McConkey or Marvin Harrison Jr.?
I'll go Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, clean sweep. Marvin Harrison for me. Yeah. Why is McConkey struggling so much?
No clue, man, right? Like, I thought going into year 2, really good route runner. I was like, he needs more of an NFL build. He's got to put on some muscle. But that's not even his issue. Quentin Johnston has been the more reliable target, and every time you hear from Justin Herbert, he brings him up, not McConkey. Now, if you want to buy, right, like now would be the time because of the 3 matchups that you just brought up, but the metrics and the numbers I don't know if it's going to get turned around, so, gross.